What's up, everyone? It's your girl Lisa Kerr, back with another video. So today, as you guys can tell by the title and my environment, I'm going to be switching things up a little bit different today, and we're going to be cooking. You know, if you know me, if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I love to cook. Cooking is a big passion of mine, and why not share that with the world, the viewers, the followers, the subscribers? You know, I got y'all. So today, I am going to be making one of my favorite, most famous things in the world. I love to make it, and I think I've perfected the recipe by now, so why not start this new series, Cooking with Lisa, with one of my favorite and easy recipes that I know literally off the back of my hand. And to pair with my beef ribs, I am going to be making some roasted potatoes, like cut up roasted potatoes, and some sauteed spinach, okay? So stay tuned and you will get the recipe and all the do's and don'ts to how, you know, I make this amazing meal of mine. But first things first, when you're in the kitchen, oh, I don't know if you can see, tie your hair up, okay? Because we don't need no food and nobody's, we don't need no food. We don't need no hair in nobody's food, because that is the most disappetizing. I don't even know if that's a word, but it's one of the most unappetizing things to see when you go out or just in general when you cook. You don't want no hair in your food. Okay, so real quick, I'm just gonna go over the ingredients that I'm going to be using for each aspect of the meal. I'm gonna start with my potatoes. You know, if you know me, you know I love my red potatoes, but I had these because I made some homemade fries in my air fryer. Look at her looking so nice back there. If you don't got an air fryer, what you doing? So yeah, I'm just gonna use these potatoes since I already have them. Why buy new ones? And like I said, spinach. One of the main ingredients for my spinach is going to be some minced garlic. There we go. Yeah, minced garlic. And of course, I have garlic powder as well. Sorry, it's a little brat. Can I do this? Oh, does that work like that? Okay. And then lastly, we have the beef ribs. I got mine pre-cut because I don't know how to cut no ribs. And I always usually get them pre-cut. I never got them cut this small. Like, I've never gotten short ribs. I've always gotten like the longer ones. But either way, they're gonna taste the same. And main ingredient to that will be, main ingredient to my beef ribs is gonna be my barbecue sauce that I kind of do a makeshift. I use this barbecue sauce. Oh, it's so bright. Sorry, I had to get good lighting, you know? I use this barbecue sauce and some ketchup, you know? So yeah. So for all of the aspects, of course, we gotta have our seasonings, because we season around here in these parts, in these streets. Okay? We season our food. Everything's seasoned. Okay? So, of course, you gotta start off with your Lorry's, you feel me? Your Lorry's seasoning salt. Then you got your black pepper. Then you have your Mrs. Dash, the garlic and herb. Then we have another garlic and herb, but this is going to be the roasted. This one is going to mainly be for the ribs. Then we have the Cajun. We have this Cajun sauce. We have this Cajun seasoning. This is going to be for the ribs as well. Like I showed before, the garlic powder, a little bit of paprika, and I got this little bit of jerk seasoning. I don't know why. I just love this seasoning. I got it from when I was in Bahamas, and it's just amazing to me. So I put it on everything. And then an onion. I'm going to use the onion for the spinach and the potatoes. So without further ado, let's get started. First, we're going to wash our hands. And you're going to hear me wash my hands because Corona. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, QRSTUVWXYZ. Hey, now I know my ABCs. And next time, won't you sing with me? Wash your hands, kids. So the first thing we're gonna get started on to prep is our beef ribs, because we want this to marinate. Usually, I like to marinate my beef ribs at least like for an hour, 2 hours. Honestly, the longer the better. But making this video, I wanted to be a part of the whole process. I just didn't want to come to you guys with seasoned ribs. So I'm not going to be marinating my ribs for as long as I normally do, but it's still going to be marinating. All right, so we have our beef ribs on the board, prepped and ready. And then literally, this is my favorite part, because all you do is line them up nice, and then you just start seasoning. You just season. And this is different for me because of the fact that it's short ribs. So I've only had to, the regular ribs that I normally buy, I only have to season the top. But with these ones, it's the top and the sides that are most important. I mean, I always season everywhere, but still. Don't worry about the fact that it's not all getting on the, I don't know if you can see, but like there's seasoning on the board. It's okay. We're gonna roll the meat in that seasoning. The thing about beef ribs is that you're gonna put a sauce on it, so you wanna make sure you season it well, because like some of that seasoning can get lost in the sauce. Speaking of Bahama, guys, I know I'm slacking. My video is still not up from Bahamas, but real quick, I'm just gonna marinate. Like, I'm gonna rub in all the seasonings, you know, get it all in there. All right, and while I do that, I'm gonna tell you about Bahamas. So the way Bahamas was set up, I didn't really live in Bahamas. Bahamas is a blur to me. There was a lot of funny parts, a lot of good parts and stuff like that, but we were lit like all the time. So I was not able to record, or even I didn't want to record myself in that state of mind. Like, I just couldn't do it. So that's the reason why my Bahamas vlog has been taking so long to surface. It's because the footage isn't that good. I'm gonna let you guys know ahead of time. So let me show you how seasoned these are. Let's take a gander. Wow, look at that. Now we're gonna put these babies to the side and let them marinate in this seasoning. Next up, we're going to be working on the potatoes. I'm trying to do everything in the order of like what will take the longest. So I know the beef ribs will take the longest. Okay, sidebar, when you're making beef ribs, make the time. Because like I said, I normally marinate it for like an hour, 2 hours, but it takes another hour, 2 hours to cook, okay? Beef ribs is not something you ever want to rush. You got to make sure it cooks nice and slowly. You don't want to put the time up because then the top will burn and stuff like that. So you got to be smart about it. So I'm going to take a couple potatoes. I'm not sure how many. I'm just going to kind of gauge it based on how I cut them. But you just kind of have to basically gauge it for how much people you're cooking for, if it's you and more people and stuff like that. You want to make sure you wash your potatoes and scrub them, because I'm keeping my skin on. So I'm going to scrub my potatoes as well. Okay, I'll be right back. So I adjusted the camera a little bit so that you guys can see, not as much as my face, but more so on the potatoes, just see how I'm cutting them. And honestly, I don't know how I'm cutting them. So I'll normally cut straight down the middle, So it's like halves. And then 1, 2. I could have left it at 2. I just won't use this piece. And then 1, 2. This is how small I cut them. Yeah. All right. And I'm just gonna put them in a bowl. All right, so here are all my potatoes, cut up, roasted potatoes. Now we're gonna go ahead and season our potatoes. Then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put some oil, drizzle a little bit of oil, not a lot, over my potatoes and mix that in as well. Oops, lost one. And there we have it, my seasoned oiled potatoes. And we're gonna set these babies to the side. I definitely just did a whole bunch of talking and I wasn't even recorded, so wow. Always have a plastic bag nearby for all of your trash. I cut my onions so that basically I'm aiming for this kind of look. Like I want these, I shouldn't have cut them so small, but I don't know if you guys even saw that. I'm aiming for this. Yeah. Okay. Okay, it's coming. Okay, so these onions, I think I'm gonna put with the, yeah, it's coming, y'all. Oh wow. Excuse me. Ugh. Okay, so these onions that I cut kind of small, I'm gonna put with the spinach because I want the onions for the potatoes to be a little bigger because they are gonna cook down more in the oven with the roasted potatoes. These are my onions for the potatoes, and literally I'm just gonna add them in. Ooh, these look so nice. So now I have my onions and my potato mixture. Once again, put those to the side. Now we're gonna put the attention back on the beef ribs, and I'm going to make my little sauce concoction. So what I do is I just take some barbecue sauce, any barbecue sauce, y'all. And sometimes store-bought barbecue sauce is a little too much for me. So that is why that is why I add a little bit of ketchup. It kind of brings down that store-bought barbecue sauce. I would make barbecue sauce on my own, but barbecue sauce, if you don't know, is ketchup and brown sugar. And honestly, brown sugar caramelizes in the oven, so therefore it kind of burns faster, or it cooks faster than the ribs need to. So therefore you can end up with burnt ribs fast. So I just like to use already made barbecue sauce. I'm gonna put some Cajun seasoning in my barbecue sauce. And I'm also gonna mix that with some of my jerk seasoning. Oh, some of my jerk seasoning and some paprika. Set that to the side. All right. So now I'm gonna preheat my oven. I'm gonna put it to 350. 370. I lied. I always put it to 370. And then once I put the ribs in there, then I bring the temperature down a little bit to like 5 degrees, but it's okay. Honestly, my oven should have been preheating this whole time. Slacking, y'all. Here are the ribs that have been seasoned and marinating. Look at these. Wow. Look at that, y'all. These look so good. Every side, bruh. Every side. Sorry if I'm a little ashy. I've been washing my hands, you know. So now we're going to prep the pan for the ribs. The best kind of pan to use is something that has depth to it because you have to seal the pan entirely. So I'm going to put foil at the bottom of the pan. And of course you don't want it to stick to the foil as well. So I'm just going to use some oil. Honestly, it normally sticks anyway because of the sauce. Because the sauce just drips down and then it cooks into the foil. And now literally you just place them in the pan. And then we're gonna put that to the side because we're still waiting on the oven to finish preheating. I'm so mad. Next is gonna be the pan that we're gonna put our potatoes in. I don't want to scrunch it up because if you don't, it'll just fly away. I'll fly away, oh glory, I'll fly away. We're gonna take our seasoned potatoes and onions and literally throw it on the pan. All right, and for me, the key to roasted potatoes is making sure that it's an even layer. You don't really want potatoes to be on top of each other because you want them to be able to cook individually by themselves. I could have put a few more onions in here, but I'm not cutting more. I'm tired of crying. So here we have our even layer of potatoes. As you can see, I could have put more onions, but I'm really not cutting any more onions. I think this might be it. Oven is preheated just in time. So you're gonna take another piece of foil and make sure that it can cover the pan and go around the sides completely. You don't want it to just hook. I don't know what that was with my hand, but you don't want it to just hook on the sides. You want it to like go all the way down because you need this to be completely covered and completely sealed. The reason why you want it to be completely sealed is because the beef ribs, they cook better basically like with the steam just circulating inside. So literally, I'm gonna go around every corner and I'm gonna seal that in. And there you have it. Okay, I'm gonna put my beef ribs middle rack and I'm gonna put my potatoes lower rack. And now guys, we play the waiting game. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I went on live while I was waiting for, you know, like the stuff to kind of cook a little bit so I could waste some time, and it ended up turning into a whole lit live party with my friends, bro. It was nice. So, you know, I kind of had fast forward a little bit. All I did is I put some, I put the onions in, as you can see, and then I put some minced garlic, and then I washed my spinach, and then I put that in the pan. It's so crazy, y'all, because all this spinach is what was in here, and this is what it's boiling down to. I should have bought two, but it's okay. Still gonna taste good. And then the potatoes, this is how they looking real nice and roasted. Then we have our beef ribs. Yes. So it was probably like 30 minutes through. I'm lying, like 45 minutes through. I took the beef ribs out and I slattered. I put some of the barbecue sauce on it, and I use this, just kind of slather on there. I'm sorry, y'all, like I really did some stuff without on camera, but it just got lit. It got lit in the live, bruh. Karen had me taking shots, Karen and Jasmine, and we had so much people come through, so much people show love. So honestly, it was a good time, and I just couldn't, I never say no to a good time. That's so crazy, y'all. I really put this amount of, this was a full thing. And it simmered down to 2 servings. I hate spinach. I hate spinach. I can't stand it. It's been a long night. It's about to be midnight and we're gonna call it a night. So here we have everything that was done. Y'all, this is the spinach. This is what the spinach was reduced to. But these are my potatoes. Roasted potatoes. These are my ribs, the beef ribs. Yes, yes. And of course, the spinach. Y'all, I don't think y'all seeing this. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I know it was a lot. Comment down below if you have any other suggestions or any foods that you would like to see me make or try, because I just don't want to do things that I know. I want to try new things on my channel as well. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. Stay tuned for the next video. I don't know what it'll be. Hopefully it'll be my Bahamas video, but like I said, we'll see how the footage turns out. All right, guys, peace out.